Hello folks, Simon Kemp from Kepios here with 10 essential takeaways from our new Digital 2022 July Global Statshot Report. As always, you can read our full report and analysis completely for free over on DataReportal.com, but this video will help you make quick sense of the top headlines in this latest update to our Global Digital Report series. Starting in reverse order at number 10, new data from GWI shows that the number of people who own a smartwatch has grown by more than 60% over the past 2 years, while the number of people who own a smart wristband like a Fitbit has grown by 35%. These figures suggest that across GWI's 48 survey countries, almost 800 million adults now own one of these smart wrist devices. And for context, that's roughly 40% higher than the number of adults across those countries who own a gaming console. Story number 9 reveals that mobile games will account for 60% of the $222 billion that people will spend on video games this year. Forecasts from Data AI and IDC suggest that people will spend an impressive $136 billion on mobile games in 2022, compared with the $42 billion that they'll spend on console games and the $40 billion that they'll spend on games for laptop and desktop computers. Games account for the majority of consumer spend across mobile apps as a whole too, and Data AI reports that 65 cents in every dollar spent across the Google Play and iOS app stores in Q2 was spent on mobile games. In at number 8 this quarter, a zeitgeist study from GWI reveals that there's still plenty of confusion surrounding NFTs. More than 2/3 of those surveyed had at least heard of NFTs, but fewer than 3 in 10 respondents said that they understand what NFTs actually are. Overall, more than a quarter of survey respondents said that they thought NFTs were a form of cryptocurrency. However, even amongst those people who claim to understand NFTs, 1 in 5 still thinks that they're a form of cryptocurrency, so true levels of understanding may be significantly lower than that 3 in 10 figure suggests. We're sticking with blockchains for headline number 7, which shows that cryptocurrency ownership jumped by more than 50% in the 12 months to March 2022. GWI's latest research indicates that almost 1 in 8 working-age adults now own some form of crypto, but this figure rises to almost a quarter of that cohort in Turkey. These figures suggest that more than 330 million people now own some form of cryptocurrency, with research from Crypto.com suggesting that roughly 2/3 of these people own either Bitcoin or Ethereum. However, with the value of both these currencies falling by more than 70% between January and June, it'll be interesting to see whether rapid adoption rates continue into GWI's next wave of research. There's good news from Meta at number 6 this quarter, which shows that audiences of the company's Reels formats have been growing quickly. Data published in Meta's own tools indicate that ads in Facebook Reels now reach more than 470 million users, which is up by a staggering 279% compared with the figures that those same tools reported back in April. Instagram Reels reach an even bigger audience though, with Meta's tools reporting a worldwide ad audience of more than 750 million users in July 2022. And while not quite as impressive as Facebook Reels growth, the Instagram Reels audience has still grown by roughly 10% over the past 3 months, and the format now reaches 68 million more users than it did in April 2022. Just before we head into the top 5, I'd like to say a very big thank you to We Are Social for sponsoring this video. We Are Social is a socially led creative agency with a team of 1,000 people in 15 offices across 4 continents. They're already a strategic and creative partner for brands like Adidas, Samsung, and Google, and their teams deliver a valuable global perspective at a time when social media is increasingly shaping culture. If you'd like to know more about their services, head over to wearesocial.com. Heading into the top 5, various data points in this quarter's report point to the continued rise of mobile in the world's everyday digital behaviours. Research from GWI shows that mobile phones now account for more than 55% of our total connected time, up from 52% this time last year. Meanwhile, the latest numbers from StatCounter indicate that mobile phones now account for almost 60% of global web traffic, up from 55% in July 2021. And with cellular connection speeds accelerating, it seems likely that mobile devices will continue to capture an ever greater share of our connected activity. For context, analysis from Ookla reveals that the median speed of mobile internet connections around the world now exceeds 30 megabits per second, which should be more than fast enough for most people's everyday internet activities. Story number 4 this quarter celebrates impressive growth across a number of social media platforms. First up, Snapchat's ad audience has increased by more than 100 million users over the past year to reach almost 617 million users by July 2022. Snapchat's ad audience is currently growing at an annualized rate of 20%, which is no small feat for a platform that just passed its 11th birthday. However, Telegram appears to be growing even faster. A recent update published to the company's blog reveals that the messenger platform now has more than 700 million monthly active users, up from 500 million users just 18 months ago. And these figures suggest that Telegram's active user base is currently growing by roughly 25% per year, which appears to be even faster than TikTok's current growth rate. And there's more good news for messenger platforms in this quarter's number 3. Analysis from Data AI reveals that WhatsApp Business was the world's 10th most downloaded app over the past 3 months, suggesting that companies everywhere are starting to take messaging more seriously. Meanwhile, Meta says that more than 1 billion people each week now communicate with brands across WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram direct messages, so it's clear that our audiences are embracing the messaging opportunity too. Both these trends suggest that messengers will take on a more central role in marketing and customer service over the coming months. So if your organization isn't already using them, you might want to add messengers as a key consideration for your 2023 plans. Our second top story this quarter is that people are now 2.5 times more likely to turn to social media for news as they are to read physical newspapers and magazines. The Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism reports that 57% of adults now get news from social channels, compared with just 23% who read physical print media. Young adults are especially likely to get their news from social media, with almost 2/3 of survey respondents aged 18 to 24 saying that they use social channels as a source of news. And similarly, people in developing economies are also much more likely to turn to social platforms for news, with more than 8 in 10 adults in Kenya saying that they consume news within their social feeds. Once again, though, behaviours do vary meaningfully by geography, so be sure to check out the full digital news report to get the complete picture. But our top story in July 2022 is the continuing rise of TikTok. For starters, new numbers from Data AI and from Sensor Tower show that TikTok now has the highest average time spent per user of any social media platform. Data AI reports that TikTok users spent close to a full day each month using TikTok in Q1, while Sensor Tower's data shows that users are spending even more time in the app today, at an average of more than 1.5 hours per day in Q2. Meanwhile, data published in ByteDance's own tools reveal that TikTok ads now reach more than 1 billion adults each month. The platform's ad audience has grown by 5.4% over the past 90 days alone, with 52 million new users over the age of 18, taking the platform's global reach to 1.02 billion in July 2022. Now sadly, that's all we've got time for in this video, but don't forget that you can dig deeper into all of these stories and all the rest of this quarter's insights over on DataReportal.com. If you've got any questions about the data that I've covered today and what these numbers might mean for you, feel free to pop those in the comments or contact me on LinkedIn or Twitter, where you'll find me as Eskimon. Thanks as always to Hootsuite and We Are Social for making these reports possible, and to our wonderful data partners for allowing us to share their valuable insights. And thanks to you for joining me today too. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again for our next video.